at the local firehouse, and we didn't get done until like 2 or 3 in the morning. And I never went to sleep because we had to get him to his hockey game. So we had to get there at 5 in the morning to get him dressed because he was a little kid and he wasn't dressing himself really all that much. So, and then I said to Robin, it was a Sunday, and I said, at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I said, come on, I'll take you back to college. I'll drive you back to Massachusetts. And I was so tired that, so you talk about driving with your eyes wide open but you're asleep. You know, my daughter only had her learner's permit, and she said, Daddy, you want me to drive? I said, no, I'm okay. And I'm swerving around. I really could have used that device that tells you you're moving into another lane. Stupid idiot that I was, also because I didn't have a credit card that I could use to check into a motel and go to sleep. I drove home by myself with a car that didn't have a radio, okay? So I'm just looking at traffic and trying to stay awake. I just about managed to pull the car up in front of the house. I lay down on the couch and I was out until I had to go to work the next morning. You know, I guess God really does look after drunks and fools, you know? I wasn't drunk, but I was really a fool.
Yeah, it's a rough one, man.
Yeah, when you're tired, you know. I got pulled over by a cop in upstate New York because he thought I was drunk. I said, nope, I'm just tired. He goes, that's just as bad as being drunk. Go off the road, go to sleep.
It is.
Yep.
Hey, we will talk about upstate. The 4 kids and my wife and I were driving home from my sister who lives upstate, and a young cop. This is when I first realized that these cops are nothing more than babies because they don't look like they're old enough to shave. State trooper pulls us over, and I was driving, and he said, do you know how fast you were going? And our speedometer was broken. So my wife, God bless her, with the window rolled down, shouts out at him, no, but I'm sure you're going to tell us, you know. And I'm kicking her in the car, you know, shut the hell up, will you? You know. But he let us go, you know, and what could I tell you?
One of those lucky nights, man.
It really was.
Hey, just think about it, Naj, though. You're very lucky. You know why?
Yep.
Who hasn't called us tonight?
Well, Ed hasn't called, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
you're talking
course.
about Chad.
Yeah.
Chad doesn't want to be challenged tonight by Naj.
Yeah.
Besides, we've been talking politics all night.
I don't want to challenge him.
Getting back to 3 weeks ago, okay, remember we were talking about Colin Kaepernick? I read today, and of course, you know, when you read something on the internet, it's got to be true, right? But I read today that the San Francisco 49ers may actually release him because he tested positive on substance abuse, okay? And this may give the club the excuse that they're looking for to release him out of his contract, you know?
Yeah. But it's coming sooner or later, you know what I mean? So, I mean, no surprise. I wonder what substance they're talking about. If they're talking about marijuana, I'm definitely not surprised.
No. If
they're talking about HGH,
yeah, they were.
I'd really be surprised. Yeah.
They were talking about.
He's lost a lot of weight in the past year.
And
he's a big guy.
And he bulked up,
right.
And that's what they were talking about basically. The fact that he was really bulking up, you know, and he was recorded as saying that, well, you know, when you consider what we face every week, you know, you got to go out there with a little bit of an edge, okay? And that's all the owners have to hear, and you know, the fans and everything. You know, I think this is why instead of letting him retire the way they're letting Mike Teixeira, that's why the Yankees got rid of and released Alex Rodriguez in the middle of the season without any hoopla or anything. They just let him go, you know, and he faded into the woodwork. No other team picked him up or anything, you know, because he's got a questionable past, and it's a big if, but if he makes it into the Hall of Fame, you know, there's going to be an asterisk next to his name, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, baseball is weird, man. Like with baseball, I can understand people saying they don't like the idea of using performance-enhancing drugs. Football, hey, man, use whatever you got to use. Physical sport, you're only going to be there a few years. Football, I feel different about it. But baseball, I can understand people saying the records are the most important part of the game. That's how you keep the legacy of the game going. So I can understand that. But somebody like A-Rod, he's got to hope there's a huge change in how people look at steroids, and he's going to get in the Hall. But I mean, because once you let McGuire and Bonds in, you got to let him in. So,
you know, and then Roger Clemens is another one who was a great pitcher. Yeah. A great pitcher, but, you know, you got to bring into question how many of those years was he juicing? Okay, was it just at the end of his career, or was it all throughout his career? Because he was a dynamo. He was a fantastic pitcher.
Well, he's like Barry Bonds, though. He would have been a Hall of Famer without him, because those years when he was a little guy, before he started getting all the nagging injuries, Roger Clemens was, you know, an all-time great at that point. So once he started becoming the 40-year-old guy still throwing heat, that's when it became like, oh, wait a minute, something's going on here. And then once Barry turned into that monster those past last few years,
with those shoulders,
60 and 7, right, and that big head, that's when it's like, okay, now this is going too far. But,
you know,
yeah, those guys would have got in anyway. I don't know when A-Rod started. That's the hardest part with A-Rod.
That's the whole thing. Nobody really knows. You know, some people say it was when he got hurt and he was trying to get back into the lineup, you know, and he felt he needed a little bit of an edge, and then he just kept using, you know.
Yeah, he's one of the most disrespected great athletes we've ever seen, though, because when he came on to the Yankees, he should have been playing short, and Jeter should have moved over for him. But Jeter was Mr. Yankee, the beloved, and the captain. So Jeter said, "Nah, you move over there." And you know, it's crazy how that worked out. But their status mattered as far as looking at those two guys and who they are. And Jeter will always be the respected Mr. Yankee type of guy, and A-Rod is always going to be looked at skeptically. You know, like it's kind of crazy how that worked out.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, you know, you had Pettit admitted to using a little bit, you know, when he was with Houston, I think. He and Clemens did it together. But Mariano Rivera never did, Jorge Posada never did, and Derek Jeter never did. And those were the core five, you know. And, well, look, you know, Jeter's going to be remembered like Big Papi, okay? I mean, these are...
Big Papi's got the stain, too, though, because Big Papi used for a while, too. So
did he? I don't remember.
He got that stain. Yeah, he was in the Mitchell report, and, you know, he was upset about being in it, but, you know how it goes. What is he hitting right now? I think he's hitting 3-something with 30 home. Like, yeah, man, you're a little old for that, buddy.
I don't know. Well, yeah, you know, if that's the case, you would say, yeah, you are a little old for those kind of statistics. You know?
Yeah. I don't know, man.
I don't know either.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They should start a different league.
Yankee fans, though?
Yes, somewhat. Yeah, we're not big. I'm not a real big fan, but I enjoy watching them sometimes.
You know, I told my daughter.
Well, I came of age when we had to play y'all all the time, so y'all ruined the Braves having that great starting rotation and only got one championship because of you guys.
Yeah.
Maddox, you know what a pitcher he was.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah, Maddox and Smoltz.
That's it.
But you know what I want to see? A league with just juiced up players in football.
Well, that's why everybody hated the Yankees, don't you know? Yeah. How many records are going to be broken?
Juiced up football. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about.
That's it. Do what you want.
Well, I got news for you. You know, I love Sunday football. I love to watch the Giants play, and I look at these linemen that are 325 pounds, and they're wearing the tight pants, and their stomachs are hanging over the linemen. They're all linemen. And I'm saying, my God, if I ever got hit by him, I'd be a dead man. You know?
Now give him a little juice, and that all of a sudden he'll be all muscle.
Hey.
His stomach will be hard as a rock when he hits you.
What can I say?
Those linemen retire and they lose the weight immediately. Those guys will drop 100 real quick and be on TV. As soon as they retire. That's a weird part with offensive linemen. But, yeah, man. I don't mind it in football, man. That's what the game is. Hell. That was a few years ago, a fullback missed a block. A guy hit Tony Romo and broke his clavicle. Like, those are the stakes in football. You know what I mean?
That's it, and that's why he hasn't really played. You know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well,
yeah.
all I know is that this, I think, is the last week for Brady's suspension, and I think New England is like 3-0 without him. Could you imagine? I was kind of hoping they'd fall on their
Belichick
face.
Is the devil.
You know.
Belichick is the devil, man. Just face it. He's the devil, man.
He really
is.
is.
He keeps doing this. I don't know how he pulls it off. It is amazing. That's a bad man. That's a bad. What did you guys think of Beckham on the sideline crying last week, man? I was kind of upset, man.
Who was crying?
Odell Beckham.
Oh. I don't know. Oh, because they blew the game. You know, these guys take it really seriously. Yeah. I mean, they wound up losing by less than a field goal. He threw an interception. Yep. They were actually going downfield, and Manning was intercepted 3 times in that game. One time it was right at the goal line. You know, so I mean, they really should have won that game.
Yeah. Yeah, they should have.
But you know something? It's nice to see these. It's nice to see these big guys every now and then break down and cry. That's how seriously they take the game.
Yeah, well, I just didn't want him to see him cry just because, you know, the thing with him and Josh Norman, and you know Josh Norman loved to see him over there crying. So you don't give a guy that victory. That's all I was saying. But yeah, the Giants should have beat him.
It was
aren't that good.
It was being played up in the papers before the game even started. You know, him and Norman.
Yep.
So
they hate each other.
That's what the media does. They look for things like this. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Well.
Yeah, those two hate each other, man. But hey, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here and see if I can go down to the bar and work some magic. We'll see.
Go and enjoy yourself.
All right, Naj, it was a pleasure. I want to thank you very much.
Oh, pleasure was all mine, man. I love talking to you guys, man. You guys are good guys, and you're always interesting with, different stuff, man. So,
hey, we try to...
They're praying for me, and hopefully I can make something happen in there.
You got it. Enjoy.
We try to mix it up all the time,
Listen, just tell them you're a guest host on a radio show.
Okay, I'm gonna try that line tonight. We'll see if that works. Hopefully, she don't ask for too many follow-up questions.
What show?
I'll see if that'll work. We'll see, man.
All right. Well, listen. No, listen. You can tell them that your show is being heard on what do you call it? iHeart, which we are.
Okay.
Our show broadcasts on iHeart. People think that's a big
I'll
deal.
remember that part. We'll see if I can keep my story together. Y'all have a good night, man.
All right, thanks. You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank our friend from Atlanta calling in. That was was really.
We will